Deep in the freezing wilderness of the Ural Mountains, a secret lies buried in the ice. A secret so terrifying that the Soviet government locked it away in classified archives for decades. 9 elite hikers entered the mountains in the winter of 1959. None of them returned alive. But it wasn't the brutal cold that killed them. It was something far more sinister. Something that made them tear open their own tent from the inside and run naked into a deadly blizzard. Tonight, we unlock the vault of mysteries to reveal the chilling truth YouTube doesn't want you to know. To understand what happened, we must travel back to January 23rd, 1959. Led by Igor Dyatlov, a brilliant 23-year-old engineer, the team consisted of seasoned Arctic explorers. Their mission: to conquer Mount Otorten, a grueling Category 3 trek in the dead of winter. The local Montsi tribesmen called this specific route Kolitsyakal, translated literally as the Mountain of the Dead. They ignored the warnings. They trusted their gear, their experience, and their youth. But by February 1st, a blinding blizzard threw them off course. With zero visibility, Dyatlov made a fatal decision. He ordered the team to pitch their tent right on the exposed slope of Dead Mountain. At 10 p.m., they ate dinner, wrote a humorous newspaper article, and went to sleep. It was their last normal hour on Earth. Sometime after midnight, the nightmare began. Without warning, panic struck. Something terrifying approached the tent. They didn't even have time to open the door. They slashed the tent open and fled into the minus 30-degree night. Footprints showed they walked orderly, yet desperately, downward toward the forest, some completely barefoot. They gathered under a massive, ancient cedar tree, and there, the horror escalated. Weeks later, when the hikers failed to report back, a massive Soviet search and rescue team was deployed. On February 26th, they found the tent. It was empty, buried in snow, containing all their boots and jackets. At the edge of the woods, under the giant cedar, they made the first horrific discovery. The frozen bodies of Yuri Doroshenko and Yuri Krivonischenko. They were stripped to their underwear. Their fingers were torn to the bone. They had desperately tried to climb the tree, looking for something or hiding from it. Soon after, Igor Dyalov's body was found. He was facing the tent, as if attempting to crawl back. 2 more bodies were found in a straight line, frozen in time, trying to return to safety. But the true mystery remained hidden until May, when the spring thaw revealed the remaining 4 hikers. They were buried under 12 feet of snow in a dark ravine, and their injuries defied medical science. Unlike the first group, these 4 died from extreme physical trauma. Their ribs were crushed completely. One hiker, Nikolai Thibault-Brignoles, suffered a massive skull fracture, yet there were no external bruises. The lead medical examiner stated that such force could only be caused by a high-velocity impact, like a car crash. But then came the most gruesome detail. Ludmila Dubinina was missing her tongue, her eyes, and part of her face. When investigators tested the hikers' clothing, the results sent shockwaves through the Kremlin. The fabric was highly radioactive. The official Soviet investigation concluded abruptly with a bizarre, unsettling sentence. The verdict stated the hikers died due to a compelling unknown force which they were unable to overcome. The case was classified, sealed in a secret vault, and public access to the region was strictly forbidden. For decades, historians and scientists have asked, what was this compelling unknown force? Was it a natural disaster, a military cover-up, or was something not from this world? Let's look at the classified theories the government tried to bury. Theory number 1, the Cold War weapons test. In 1959, the Soviet Union was aggressively testing secret ballistic missiles and atmospheric weapons. On the exact night of the incident, another group of hikers miles away reported seeing strange orange orbs in the sky. Many believe a stray missile exploded above the camp, releasing toxic gas or an intense shockwave. This explains why the hikers slashed the tent open to escape poisonous gas, fleeing in utter blindness and panic. It also explains the high radiation levels found on their clothes and the secret military presence before rescuers arrived. Some independent researchers claim 2 extra pairs of boots were found at the scene, yet never recorded in the official files. Were the hikers witnesses to a forbidden weapon, and were they eliminated by a KGB cleanup crew? Theory number 2, the Soviet Yeti. The Ural Mountains have long been the epicenter of legends regarding the Almasty, the Siberian Yeti. Chillingly, the hikers' final newspaper print contained a joke about the abominable snowman inhabiting the area. Could an attack by a giant apex predator explain the crushed ribs and missing facial features? Mainstream scientists reject this, claiming the injuries were consistent with something far more technical, infrasound. Theory number 3, the wind of madness. When strong winds blow over the dome of Kolit-Syakhl, it creates a phenomenon known as Kármán vortex streets. This can produce infrasound, sound waves below the frequency of human hearing. It causes intense physical dread, nausea, and panic attacks. Driven mad by an invisible acoustic weapon generated by nature, the hikers may have suffered a mass psychosis, tearing their tent to escape the sound. In 2020, a new scientific study proposed a modern solution, a freak slab avalanche. The study claims a heavy block of ice slid down the mountain, crushing the hikers inside their sleeping bags, causing the severe internal trauma. But this theory fails to explain why they walked smoothly down the mountain instead of digging out their warm clothes. This leaves us with the final, most controversial theory, the extraterrestrial event. The Ural Mountains are notorious for extreme electromagnetic anomalies. Witnesses, including military personnel, saw bright orange spheres hovering directly over Dead Mountain that night. When the bodies were buried, their families noted that the skin of the victims had turned a strange, dark orange color. Did they encounter an unknown technology? An energy source that cooked their tissue and irradiated their clothes? To this day, the Russian government maintains tight control over the original Dyatlov files. Every time an answer seems close, a new mystery emerges from the snow. The broken bodies, the radioactive clothes, the missing eyes, the compelling unknown force. Perhaps the truth is a combination of things the world isn't ready to understand. A dark page of history, forever frozen on the slopes of the Mountain of the Dead. The 9 hikers of the Dyatlov Pass sought adventure, but they found something timeless. Their vault remains locked, but the echoes of their final screams still vibrate through the winter wind. If you want to unlock more classified archives, make sure to subscribe to Vault of Mysteries. Hit the notification bell so you never miss a secret from the shadows of history. Watch our full investigation on the Bloop Monster or the Forbidden Grid next. Thank you for watching. Stay curious and never venture too deep into the dark.